Hi there, my name is Simon, and in this video I'm going to show you step by step how to build your own online store from start to finish. Now, this is a complete tutorial for absolute beginners, so even if you don't know anything about how to build an online store, by the end of watching this video and following along with it, you'll be having your own professional online store set up and ready to go. This video is sponsored by WIX, which is the website builder that we're going to be using today to build our online store. Now, in this video, I'll walk you through everything on my computer so you can easily follow along and set up your own online store while watching this video. The goal is that at the end of watching it, you'll be all set up and ready to go with your new online store. I leave timestamps to all the topics down below in the video description, so at any time you can come back to this video and rewatch certain parts. If you have any questions throughout the video, just leave them down below in the comment section and I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Also, if you find this video helpful, make sure to hit that thumbs up button so that more people can find this information. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, so welcome here on my computer. So before we get started creating the actual online store, I want to get a couple of things out of the way so that you can get the most out of this video. The first thing is that if I talk too slow or too fast during this video, you can always just change the speed of the video by just going to the bottom right of the video screen, clicking on the little gear icon and then changing the playback speed to 0.75, 1.25 or whatever is the most comfortable for you. The second thing is that if you get lost at some point of the video, you can always just go to the progress bar of the video. When you hover over the progress bar, you can see the exact topic that I'm talking about at this specific part of the video. And that will help you kind of follow along with the video. And also when you come back later on, you can just rewatch certain parts of the video, or you can just skip ahead if some part isn't interesting to you. But I do recommend to watch this video all the way through because I structured the video to make it as easy as possible for you to build your new online store. And a lot of also important things come at the end of the video. So if you're serious about creating a professional and functional online store, I would recommend to actually watch all the topics so that you don't miss any important steps. All right, so enough talk. Now let's get started building our online store. All right, so we want to make sure to all start at the same place. So what you can do is just go down to the video description just below this video and click on the first link that you find there. And that will take you to the WIX website where you can sign up for a new e-commerce website. Or if you're watching this from a mobile phone or from a tablet, you can also just go to the URL box of your internet browser and just type in madixmedia.com/WIX store, and that link will also take you to the right website. So this is what the website currently looks like for creating an online store using WIX. Maybe in the future they change their design a little bit, so if it looks a bit different for you, don't worry about that. But there should be like a big button in the middle of the website where you can just click on, and then you will be able to create your account and get started with WIX. So let's do that and click on Start Selling Now. So here we can create our account. So what we want to do is just type in our email address and choose a password and then click on Sign Up. And that will take us to the next page where they're going to ask a couple of questions about what kind of website we want to build with WIX. Now you can go through them if you want to. It doesn't really matter what you type in here because all they do is they recommend a couple of different templates to you based on the answers that you are giving here. But you can also click skip on the bottom right, it doesn't really matter. Now on this next page, they kind of want us to decide if you want to build the online store ourselves using their WIX editor, or if you want to use the ADI, which is artificial intelligence building the online store for us. So if you would want to choose this, then you would have to answer a couple of questions, upload your logo and all that kind of stuff. And then WIX, the AI of WIX, would build your online store for you. I don't recommend to use the ADI because you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes of your online store. And if you have an online store, you should really know what's behind your online store and how your online store is built. So I highly recommend to just follow along with this video. And what we're going to do is going to click on Choose a Template on the right side. And that takes us to the next step, which is choosing a template for your online store. Now, Wix has tons of different templates for all kinds of different websites and industries. So you want to make sure to choose a template that is suitable for creating an e-commerce website. And as we have told them before that we want to build an e-commerce website and online store, they have pre-selected all the online store website templates right here. But you can also just go to that manually by just clicking on store and then clicking on online store, and then you will see all of those templates. You can also go even deeper and just choose a different industry right here. So maybe if you would want to sell, let's say, home and decor items, we could just click there, and then you can see all the different templates that are very suitable for selling home decor stuff, home accessories, and all that kind of stuff. You can also check out how these templates look like by just hovering over it, clicking on view, and then you can go to view full demo right here. And then you can just move around this online store. You can see exactly how it will look like, how it feels like, and test out everything before you decide on a template. Now, don't worry if you don't like the colors or the images or all that kind of stuff, because you can customize pretty much everything later on inside of the Wix website editor, and which I will show you how to do later on. You could also check out the mobile version of how the online store looks like on mobile, which is very important because nowadays most of the traffic comes from mobile. So you want to make sure that your website or your online store looks great on mobile as well. And I'm going to show you how to optimize your website for mobile later on, but there's not really a lot that you have to do because all these templates are already optimized for a mobile phone. So that's really nice. Now let's go back here. And what you can also do if you want to really find a specific template, you can go to the top right in the search bar here, and then type in whatever you're selling. So let's say I want to find a template for a watch store. I just type in watch store, and then I can see all the templates that they recommend to me for building a watch store. As you can see here, this is specifically for creating a watch store, or all the other templates I could also just change to making a watch store. You could also use a blank template right here, but that's something I wouldn't recommend because it's just, as a beginner, I would just choose a template. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose this template right here for an accessory store, but I'm going to make it to a watch store. This is a very nice template in my opinion because it's very simple. You can see all the items at a glance, which I think is very easy for customers to see the price, the different products. And yeah, so I'm gonna use this template, but if you don't like that, you can use another template. You can follow along with this tutorial. It doesn't really matter because you can customize everything eventually, so it doesn't really matter. So once you have chosen the template, just go here, click on edit, and then it will take us inside of the Wix website editor where we can make all the changes to our online store. So now we are inside of the Wix website editor where we can start building and customizing our online store. Now before we do that, I want to give you a quick overview over this interface right here. I'm not going to go too much in detail because while following along with this video, you'll get familiar with everything pretty quickly, but I'm just going to touch on the most important points. So here in the top left, you have the main menu, which is pretty much self-explanatory. The only thing I want to show you here is that if you want to go into the back office of your online store, you have to go to settings and then you have to go to my dashboard. This is where you see all the sales that you make, the orders, the customer relation management, email marketing, analytics, and all that kind of stuff, which is something that we will go into later on in the video. And then here on the top right, you have the three buttons, save, preview, and publish, which are quite important. So I would suggest you save your website or your online store once in a while. Autosave is normally turned on, but you don't want to lose anything that you have created. So when you click on save, you have to give your website a name. So let's call it, I'm going to create like a watch store. So I'm going to call it Maddox Watches. And later on, we're also going to connect our own domain. So that's something we're going to do later on so that we have also a very nice URL. Then I'm going to click on save and continue. Then whenever you want to preview your site, so whenever you have changed something and you want to see how it looks like as a visitor, you can just click on the preview button on the top right, and that will take you to the preview mode where you can just navigate through your website and you can see how everything looks. Then you can go back to editor to go back to this interface where you can change everything. And then once we're done with the website, we can publish the website, which means that when you click on this button, and then people will actually be able to go to your website and buy something. So then we have the left side here. We can move through different pages of our online shop. So right now we are on the main page, which is our shop page. And then we can change to the FAQ page, the contact page, and so on. So if you want to change something about the FAQ page, you would go to this drop-down menu on the top left, click on FAQ, and then you can see the FAQ page. So that's how you navigate through your store inside of the editor. Then whenever you want to see your store, how it looks like on a mobile phone, you just click on this mobile icon right here, and then you can see your store, how it looks like on mobile. And one quick thing is that everything you change on mobile here will only affect your mobile version of your store. So that's very nice that if something doesn't look nice on mobile, you can just hide an element, you can change the element however you want to, and it will just change on the mobile version. We're going to go into mobile optimization later on in the video. And then here on the right side again, you have the undo button, the redo button. You have the, this is zoom out and reorder, where you can get like a bigger view, a more macro view of your website. And then you have tools, which I usually untick this toolbar because you don't really need it. And you can also use rulers if you want to center certain things. And then you have search bar. And then on the left side, you have all the different tools that we're going to use over the course of this video to design our website. So I'm not going to go too much in these right now because we're going to cover these later on in the tutorial. All right, so let's now dive into the fun stuff and start adding products to our store. As you can see, there are already a couple of products added to our store kind of as a placeholder, but we want to add our own products, obviously. So to do that, we go to the bottom left side and click on Store, this little bag icon that you see here. And this is how Wix kind of tries to guide you through building your online store. So here we can click on Get Started, and then they already tell us, okay, let's add some products. So let's click on Add Products right here. And then it will open up a menu of your dashboard. So as you can see here, this is your dashboard, which is, you can always go to your dashboard by going to Settings and then going to My Dashboard. But these quick links that we have on the editor mostly just open up a page of our dashboard, and then we can make all the changes there. So that's how we're going to do it now. But just so you know, all the menu, all the settings that we change is also available right here. So if you go to Store Products, then you can also change all the products right here. But let's do it like this because it's kind of easier. So click on Add Products, and then we can see here we have all those kind of products. So what you can do is click on Select All, and then go to this little bin icon, and so we can delete everything. Now for this video, I have some products on my store. I'm just gonna leave all those products, and I'm gonna add a new product so we can see how you can add new products. So click on New Product on the top right, and then you can also use the store to sell digital products or physical products. So in this example, I'm going to sell a physical product. So I'm going to click on Physical. And then the first thing is to give our product a name. So like I said, I'm going to create like a watch store. So I'm going to type in minimalist watch for men. And then you want to add pictures to about the product. So I'm going to click on Add Images. And then you can upload images, your product images. So click on Upload Media on the top left. And then I'm going to click on Upload from Computer. And I'm going to choose these two images of two different watches. So these will be uploaded in my content library. Another thing you can do here is to just upload all the images of all the products that you have to your library right here. And then you won't have to upload it every time again when you add new products. So first we're going to add this watch right here, add to page on the bottom right. And then we're also going to add a blue version of this watch. So let's add another image, and we're going to choose this blue watch on the bottom right, add to page. And then we're going to move on. So on the right side, you can also create collections, which makes a lot of sense for all kinds of different stores. So for example, for a watch store, it would make sense to have a men's collection and a women's collection. So I'm going to just create a collection that is named men's. Click on the little check mark, and now this product is inside of the men's collection. Then let's move on here to the basic info. The name, we already have given the name. You can also add a ribbon. So something if you want to add like brand new or new arrival or sale or something like that, you can add it here. And then you can add a price. So because I live in Switzerland, the currency is by default Swiss francs. Now later in the tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can change the currency, but I'm going to leave it as Swiss francs for now. So let's say this watch is $150. And you can also make it on sale. So you could say it has a 20% discount, and then the sale price would be $120. So what many people do is kind of upmark the price to maybe $200, and then they say it is on discount to make people buy. But that's really up to you. If you have a price per unit, you can check this, and then you can enter like a price per unit is like if you price based on weight or based on size or something like that, you can choose that here. Then you want to give your product a description. So make sure to add keywords that people are most likely to search for if they're looking for your product that you're selling. I'm not going to take a lot of time to write a good description here. I'm just going to write minimalist watch. But obviously, if you're serious about your store, you would want to take some time to write a very nice description. And then let's move on, additional info section. So here you could add info about your return policy, instructions about the product and all that kind of stuff that will be shown on the product page later on. You have custom text as well. So if you have a product that people can engrave stuff on, so maybe if on the wristband people could engrave a certain sentence, you could just you could have them have a field where they can enter whatever they want to have engraved. If you offer those kind of products. Then product options. This is important if you have different types of products. So if you have a t-shirt that you're selling in red or in black, then you want to add product options. Now in my example, I'm selling a watch that is black or blue. So what I can do is add product options, and I'm going to add different colors. So here I'm going to type in color. And then I'm going to type in the different colors. So I have black and I have blue. So let's choose a blue right here. And then I'm going to click on add. And then you want to connect the images to the colors or to the different SKUs that you have for your product. So click on connect images. And then for the black one, we're going to choose the black watch. Done. For the blue one, we're going to choose the blue watch. Done. Click apply. And then people can choose between different colors, and it will show them how the product looks like in their color that they have chosen. You can also add different prices for different colors. So if you click this, we could maybe say the blue watch is 20% more expensive, or 20 Swiss francs more expensive. So I'm going to type in 20, then it will be 140. But because we have a 20% discount, it will be 136 Swiss francs. You can also add a SKU just so you have an overview of your stock and all that kind of stuff. You can also add a weight for if you charge shipping based on weight. Then click apply. And then if you have a subscription-based product, you can also add a subscription. So if you sell a protein powder, and if you add a subscription option, then people can just their credit card will be charged every month, and you will be sending them their protein powder every month. So they can set up subscriptions if you fill this out. But I think the plan that you have to go for is a bit more expensive if you want to use subscriptions. So that's how you add a product. Now once we're done, we're going to click on save on the top right. And now, as you can see here, the product is added to our store. And when we close out of this right now, you should also be able to see, so let's save this as well, click save. We should be able to see our product on our store. So now when I go to preview, we can see the product is right here. Now let's go back to our editor. Now the next thing we want to do is add payment providers to our online store. If you don't add payment options, then people won't be able to check out on our online store, and you will not be able to take payments. So this is something we absolutely have to do. So in order to do that, go to the bottom left side again, go to My Store right here, and then click on Add Payment Methods. And here you can see all the different payment providers that you can use for your specific country. Right now, as you can see here, it says my business is located in Switzerland. So depending on your country, you might be able to see different options. But the options that are available for pretty much everybody probably watching this tutorial is Wix Payments and PayPal, which is something that I would recommend to set up for your store, because with Wix Payments, people can just check out using a simple credit card. And people who don't really trust online stores that they don't know, they like to use PayPal as well, because they can just check out using PayPal. So they don't have to give your store any credit card information. So those are the two options that I usually add. So I have those ticked, and then click on Connect Me on the bottom here. And then before we can move on, we have to confirm that we are not selling any of these types of products that you see right here. If you do sell any of these types of products, it doesn't mean that you can't build an online store and sell these products, but maybe Wix wants to do some more due diligence about your store, because these are sensitive products. But probably most of you won't be selling any of these. So you could just click on I confirm that I'm not selling any of these above. And if you do, just click on I'm selling some of the products and services on my site, and then you will just go through the process that they show you here. But let's click on this button right here and then move on to the next step. And right now we have added the payment methods Wix, which is credit cards, and then PayPal. In order to start accepting payments, we have to upgrade our account, which we will do later on. We're going to choose a plan. So let's now upgrade and choose a plan so that we can finish setting up our payment providers, so that we will be actually able to take payments on our online store. So you could either just go to upgrade now on the top here, or if you don't see this, maybe in the future they're going to change that. So I'm going to show you how to get to it another way. You could also just go to your editor and then go to the top here where it says upgrade, and then you could go to compare plans right here. And then what you want to make sure is that you are on the business and e-commerce plans that you see right here, and not on the website plans. You want to make sure to get one of these plans. Otherwise, you won't be able to take payments on your online store. Now, what I recommend is just go with Business Basic. For most stores, this will be enough. Now, what you want to do before you choose a plan is go to the bottom here and maybe look through some of these things that you will have or will not have with these plans. For, like I said, subscriptions is something that is only available for people who have the unlimited plan, but not for people who have the business basic plan. So that's something you want to keep in mind. But I would just go for the business basic plan if you have checked everything and everything is enough for you. And then later on, you can still upgrade to a higher plan tier. So I'm going to click on business basic right here. And then here you can decide on the frequency that you want to pay in. Obviously, if you go for the yearly plan, it will be a bit less expensive. I would recommend that if you're just testing out the store, you don't even know if you're going to be profitable, then go for the monthly plan. Or if you are already like serious about this store and you know that you will be keeping it at least for a month or even 2 years, then choose one of these yearly or 2-year plans, because then you will be saving some money. But I'm just gonna build the store as a demonstration, so I'm gonna choose the monthly plan. Continue to checkout. And then here you just have to type in your credit card information, obviously, and then click on Submit Purchase. All right, so now that we are on a premium plan, we are able to take payments on our online store, and we will also be able to connect a custom domain to our online store so that we have a professional looking domain. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So if you go back to the editor and we click on Publish on the top right, then the site will be published and people can go and visit your store. But this is what your URL will look like. So when we go to visit site, it will say something like medicswatchstore.wixsite.com, which is something that looks very unprofessional. So I would highly recommend to just add a domain to your store. Otherwise, people probably won't trust your store and it will hurt your sales probably. So if you already have a domain, what you can do is just go to Connected on the bottom right here. And then you have to follow the instructions that they give you here. But for most people, probably you don't have your domain yet. So the easiest way is to just sign up with a domain using Wix. So let's find a domain for this specific store. I would go for a .com domain if you sell internationally, or if you sell only domestically. You can also go for my example, .ch, which is for Switzerland. Just whatever is the most legit for your online store. So let's say madixwatches.com, because I'm trying to sell watches here. Click on search, and if it's available, great. If it's not available, you can also maybe go for a .net, but I would really try to go for a .com and maybe change your name a little bit. Yeah, it's up to you, but .com is the best. And click on get it right here. And then again, the same thing. We can either go for the yearly, the 2-year, or the 3-year. Because I'm gonna just do this for the video, I'm gonna go for the 1-year plan, and then I'm gonna click on continue. Then again, make sure this is filled out and click on continue. And now here you can choose between a private registration and a public registration. I would highly recommend that you go for the private registration. Otherwise, your address, your email address, and all that kind of stuff will be out to the public, and you will get a lot of spam emails and spam mail that you really don't want to get. So I would highly recommend to use the private registration, even though it costs like $10 a year. Just go for the private registration and you'll be fine. Then click on continue. Then again, we have to submit our purchase. And that's already it. Now, this domain that you went for, that you see right here, will be automatically assigned to your store right now. In a couple of minutes or like half an hour from now, you will be able to visit this website and go to your store that we are setting up in this video. So we can now close out of this tab right now, which will take us back to our editor. Now, actually, let's go back to our payment provider so we can finish the payment provider setup, and then we can move on with the next step. So we go to the My Store again on the bottom left, click on Update Payment Methods, and that will take us to our dashboard where our payment providers are. And here, as you can see, we have set up the Wix payments and the PayPal. So what you want to do is click on Complete Setup right here. And here is where you have to enter all of your information. So click on Complete Account Setup. And you want to give all your business information and your bank details so that you can get actually paid once somebody buys something on your online store. So go through this one and just upload everything that they need. Upload bank statement, your bank information, and all that kind of stuff. And then once you've done that, you also want to do the PayPal setup if you have chosen to go for a PayPal payment method as well. Let's go back here. And what you have to do here is click on Setup Account to activate. And if you already have a PayPal account, you can just click on Connect Existing Account. Or if you don't have a PayPal account, click on Create an Account, and then you will be walking through setting up your PayPal account. And that's it for setting up your payment providers. So we can close out of this right now, and it will take us back to our website editor. Now let's move on and set up our shipping rules. So again, we go to the left side here, click on My Store, and then we click on Edit Shipping Rules. And then again, it will take us to our dashboard and open up the shipping settings. So you can divide your shipping rules based on different regions. So right now, by default, it is a domestic region because I live in Switzerland. This is domestic for me. And then you have international. So everything other than Switzerland, it would be this rule right here. You could also add regions. So you could add maybe USA, Canada, whatever you want to. So you can add a region right here and then set up new rules for different regions. But let's just keep it at domestic and international. So what we can do to change the rules, because right now it is set up to free shipping, so that when somebody buys something on your store, it would not charge them shipping. It would just charge them what you set as a price for the product. So maybe you want to do free shipping and you already cover the cost of shipping inside of your product margin. So that's really up to you. But you can change everything here by just clicking on Edit Shipping Rule. And then you can add also different regions of your country maybe. Right now, the price will be the same for every region of my country, but you could also divide it by different regions if you want to. And we have the first shipping rule here, which is free shipping. You could also change this if you want to change shipping to maybe a flat rate, rate by weight, rate by price, rate by product. So let's maybe change it to flat rate. So we could say this is the standard shipping. shipping. And here I would also give your customers an estimate of how long they need to wait for their product, because it's really annoying when people don't know when the product will arrive. So let's say 3 to 5 business days. And the rate will be, let's say, 5 Swiss francs. And we can also offer free shipping if people buy products of more than, like, let's say 200 Swiss francs. Then we will offer free shipping, which also sometimes prompts people to even buy more because they don't want to pay for shipping somehow, which also helps. Then you can also add a handling fee if you want to, but I normally don't do that. So what we could also do is add another rate for maybe express shipping. So maybe you have 2 different shipping providers and you want to have a quick shipping and a slow shipping. With the quick shipping, obviously they have to pay more. So let's click on add another shipping option right here. And we're going to call that express shipping. And that's, let's say, 1 to 2 business days. So people who want to get it like the next day or the day after that, they can just go for the express shipping, and then they will just have to pay, let's say this is 15 Swiss francs. They have to pay like 10 Swiss francs more, and then they will be able to get it quicker. And that's it. You can also add local deliveries if you don't need a shipping service, or local pickups. Then once it's done, click save on the top right. And that's how you can set up your shipping information. Now, we pretty much set everything up so that people can actually go ahead and buy products. So let's now test out the checkout process. So let's close out of this right now and then go to click on publish on the top right. And then go to view site right here. And as you can see now, we already have our domain that we have bought, madixwatches.com. And this is our store. So now we can click on the product that we have added right here. Let's click on this product. And that will take us to the product page, which I'm going to show you how we can customize later on as well. And here people can just click on the color that they want. So black, blue. We have increased the price a little bit for the blue watch. Then they can click on add to cart, and it will add this to the cart. Then we can click on view cart, and that will take us to the checkout page. And what you want to do is you want to test out if everything works. So here we can change from standard shipping to express shipping, which we have just set up before. If you have promo codes, people can enter a promo code right here. And then when people click on checkout, they will be able to pay. First of all, they have to enter their shipping details. Then after delivery method, payment, they can choose between PayPal and credit card, and then they can buy. So what I would recommend to just type in your own information or just some random information right here to check if everything works, because especially when you like do ads or anything, you want to make sure that your checkout process works. Otherwise you will be losing a lot of money. Okay, so let's now move on and edit our store design. Now we're going to take a top-down approach, which means that we're going to first change all the big things like the background, the color theme, the fonts, and then later on we're going to go more in detail and we're going to show you how to edit each individual page. So first let's look at the color theme. So if you go back to the left side here, go to Theme Manager, then it will open up the settings for colors and for text. So with colors, if you already have branded colors for your store, you could just change them right here. You could click on Edit Color and then choose all the colors that you already have set up for your branding. What you could also do is just go to Change Theme here, and you could change the theme. You could choose another color theme based on what Wix has already generated for this specific template. If you don't see a lot of things changing, you could also switch between pages here in the drop-down menu. Maybe go to the FAQ page and then see how the different themes look like there. Personally, I really like the theme that they have already set up by default. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And because I think it looks very simple, very minimalistic, which is the kind of style that I like. So I'm going to leave it at that. And then what we can also do is go to the text. So here you can edit the text themes, which means that you could change the font for your heading 1, for your heading 2 and so on, and also for the paragraphs. Now, I highly recommend to not add more than 2 different or maximum 3 different fonts for your website, because first, it will look unprofessional if you have just too many fonts, and second, the load speed will just be a lot longer when Wix has to load more fonts for your website, which hurts your conversions eventually, so you don't want to have too many fonts. So you could just click on heading and then change the font right here. Again, take some time, see for yourself what you think looks the best. Maybe you already have a branded font that you wanna set up here. I'm just gonna leave the font as it is because I think it looks pretty good, and I don't want to take too much time here to just edit all the fonts, but this is where you could do it. Now let's move on to the background. Right now we just have a simple white background, which in my opinion looks pretty good for this template. But if you would want to change that, you could go to this menu right here, background, and then you could either just change the color. When you go to color, maybe go to a blue, maybe a orange, or you could also add an image. So you could add an image right here, or maybe this one. And then you can also change the settings of the image, so the opacity. You could also change the saturation if you go into this menu right here. But I'm not going to mess with it too much right here because I'm going to just leave it as it is. I'm going to leave it at white because I think that looks the best. A lot of time you find that the theme that they give you, the settings that they have already made are already pretty much optimized for this specific template. But eventually you can customize everything here. So just so you know where you can change everything. And if you choose, let's say we want to go for the color light blue. And then what we want to do is we want to have it the same way on each page. So we would have to go to apply to other pages. And then we would have to click on all pages so that the new blue background is visible on all pages and not only on the FAQ page right now. But let's undo this real quick. I'm going to go to color, white, apply to all pages, and now it's white again. So this is how you can change your background. So let's now go ahead and manage the pages of your online store. You already know that if you go to the top left to the drop-down menu here, you can navigate to different pages of your store. But how do you actually add new pages? How do you remove pages? Or how do you edit the design of those pages? So you could go to the top of this menu, click on menus and pages, and here you can manage all the different pages on your store. So on the site menu, this is basically what you see on the top of your website, which is the header. So you can move things around here. So if you would want to have maybe the FAQ section in front of the about section, you just move this on the top here, and then you can see it changes. You could also hide different pages. Right now, the shipping and returns pages is hidden. So we could go here and maybe click on show, and then it will show here on the top. Again, you could go back here, click on hide, and then it will be hidden again. And then you have specific store pages, which is specifically pages that are made for e-commerce stores. This is basically the pages that people will go through when they buy something on your store. So there's the shop page where people select the product that they want. Then there's the product page where people can see the individual product and all the information related to that product. Then the cart page, and then the thank you page. And you can recognize those pages by looking at the icon. So this is like a shopping bag icon. You can also have member pages. So if you want to have a member section on your website, you can use those pages as well. But let's say for this website, I don't want to have a member area. So what I can do as well is just go to the gear icon here and just delete members area. And then it will get rid of all of those pages for this specific website. And you can see here, it also got rid of this sign up option on my website. And then when we go back into the menu, we can see all those member pages are now gone. You also have page transitions where you can just decide on how it will look like when people move or navigate through different pages on your store. It's just kind of a design preference. I just go with the out and in because I think that looks very good. And let's say we want to add a new page. So let's say we want to add a men's collection and a women's collection, and we want to put that page in the top menu. So all we have to do here is click on add page. And then we could either go ahead and choose a template, but in this case, it doesn't make really sense. So we're going to click on blank page on the top here. And then we have to give our page a name. So let's say men's for men's collection, click done. And now we have added this men's collection here. So let's say we move this even on the top. So men's is first. And then let's add another page. And in this case, we also want to add a women's collection. So we're going to name that women's. Click done. And now we can go to those pages. So let's go to the drop-down menu again, go to men's. And now we have an empty page and added. What we can do now is add content to that specific page. So to add content to your page, you go to the little plus icon on the left side, click on add, and then you can choose between all different kinds of elements for this specific page. Now, in this example, it should be a product page because the men's collection should feature products like watches for men. So I'm going to go down to store right here, and I'm going to choose you can choose different kind of gallery options, so design options, how the products should be displayed on your store. So let's choose the simple grid product gallery, this one, and this will add those products to this page. Now, right now, it just shows all of the, you can also like drag it around like this. Now, right now, it just shows all of the products, but I just wanted to have shown the collection like that I've chosen, the men's collection. So I just click on this item and then I go to manage products. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, I go to settings right here. And then I go to collection, and right now it's set to all products. What I want to do is I want to set it to men's, and that will remove all the other products that aren't in the men's collection. Then I can click close, and that's it. I'm going to click save. And now we have a new page that is specifically for the men's collection. Now, specifically with your store pages, you have a lot more design options. So if we go to, let's say, the shop, and then we click on this shop element right here, and then we can click on settings here, and then you can see different settings for your store. So you could change the layout, maybe change the product display style. You can just hover, maybe just click on the styles, and then you can see what changes pretty much live. So I'm not going to go through each of these options because there are so many customization options. It would just take too long, but on your own time, just go through these settings and make sure you find the option that looks the best for your store. And you pretty much do the same thing with all of your product pages. So your product page, your store pages, so your product page, your shop page, your cart page, and your thank you page. So for example, let's go to the product page, which is what people will see when they click on a product. And here the same thing, you click on the element, click on settings, and then you can go to layout. Maybe you want to change layout to this or this. Maybe you want to change, you pretty much can change everything here. So just go through it on your own time and play around with it a little bit so it just looks the way you want it to look. Okay, so now we're going to go more in detail, and I'm going to show you how to customize each element on each page of your online store. So let's go back to our, let's say, homepage, and let's start with the header. So obviously we always have a header, then we have a part of the website. So in this case, this is just showcasing our products on our shop site. And then we have maybe another section, an about section, maybe have a video. And then on the bottom, there will be the footer. Now, if you want to rearrange those so-called strips, this is what Wix calls those parts. The easiest way is to go to the zoom out and reorder button, and then you can just reorder all of those different strips. So if I would want to add a new strip, maybe featuring a video of our product, what we could do is just go to, let's go exit mode, then go to add, and then we're just going to add a new strip. So let's click on strip and then go to, let's go to classic and then just add a new strip right here. Cool. So now we have a new strip where we can add content. So maybe we want that new video that we're going to add in a moment to show up in front of the about, so above the about section. So again, we can go to zoom out and reorder. And then we're going to go to this strip here on the bottom. And we're going to go to the arrow on the right side where it says move up, and that will move up the strip above the about section. We can also move the strip to the top here or to the bottom. This is basically how you can manage the macro things on your website. So let's click save and exit. And then let's scroll down to the strip. Then we can add maybe a video. So let's go to video and music, single video players, video upload. And then the video will be inserted here. You can just drag it around however you want to. Maybe you can make this a bit larger as well. Drag this down here. Then drag this out a little bit. And what you want to make sure is that all the content of your website is inside of those two grid lines. So this grid line right here and this grid line right here. The reason is because people visit your website on different kinds of desktops, different kinds of screens, or mobile devices. And as long as you make sure that it's inside of those two grid lines, then it will be visible on every device, basically. It's a bit different with this shopping element here. This will just be adjusted to mobile. But with simple elements like videos, images, and text, you want to make sure it's inside of those two grid lines. So now we've added a video. What we could do is change video, go to maybe YouTube, and insert a YouTube video right here featuring the product. So that's basically how you can add new strips to your website. Let's maybe add a top, maybe a strip here on the top, showcasing maybe the headline of our site. So we can click on add and then go to welcome and choose maybe this one. This is a video which looks pretty cool. So again, it just inserted this strip on the bottom. So we have to go to zoom out and reorder. And we're gonna go to this arrow and move this all the way up to the top like this. Click on save, exit mode. And now we have this on the top. So what we could do is change this element here. So add a text. So let's say this should be medics, and then change this to watches. And then we have this button right here. And let's just delete this button real quick. Delete. And then we're gonna add a new button. So add, go to button. And then here the themed buttons is the ones that are fitting very well to this theme that we have here. So I'm gonna choose this. Then it will just add the element into the canvas. We can always just drag this out, make it a bit bigger. And you wanna make sure to center it as well. So as long as you have these grid lines and these snap to objects enabled, these objects will always snap to the middle or to another element like this, so that it's all aligned perfectly. So I'd highly recommend to just leave this on. Then change text and icon, maybe change this to click on shop now. And then what we want to do is we want that button to, when we click on it, that it scrolls automatically down to our items or to our products. So what we have to do is add an anchor to this section right here. So we go to the plus sign, go to menu, then go to anchors, and we're going to add an anchor. We're just going to drag it right here. And then let's rename it as well. Let's name this products. And then what we can do is go to the button, go to link, and then we can link it to a certain page, top of the page, bottom of the page, and so on. But we're going to link it to an anchor, and we're going to choose the products. Click done. And now when we go to first save, and then we go to preview. Now, first of all, this is a video, so you could also change the video, obviously, and then click on shop now, and then it will scroll automatically down to where you set your anchor. So this is also something I wanted to show you. But now let's move on and start maybe adding a logo. So here on the top left, you see this is just from our template. So we can right click and delete, right click and delete. And then again, click on the plus sign. This is how we add stuff. Go to image, my image uploads. That will take us to the content library. And we have to upload a new image. So let me just find the one that I have for this site. This one, choose it here, add to page, and that will add the element to our page. Now we can again resize everything the way we want to, and then we can just drag it into the header so we can have the logo on the top. So let's say maybe I drag the menu to the right side. Maybe make this a bit smaller as well. Drag this here. And you always want to make sure that it snaps to these magenta lines, so everything is centered very nicely. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now here, I already showed you how you can adjust those, how you can change like the what comes first and stuff. And here you have the social icons. Obviously, you want to set your icons so that they link to your page. So here, Facebook, make sure you change this link to your Facebook page, and the same thing with Instagram, Pinterest. You can also add new icons like maybe Spotify, Amazon, Facebook, YouTube, so whatever social channels you have. And that's pretty much it for the header. Now, another thing I want to show you is, let's say you want to add some text and you don't really know what you should write. So what you could do is click on Get Text Ideas, and then what kind of store are we building? So let's say this is a watch store, and then they have pre-written text. So now let's say we want to have a text for the About section. We click on About, Create Text, and then it will generate a specific text that is very suitable for a watch store. So let's take this first option here, and then we could just change all the text here to make it fit to our business. So we could say, since 1932, Maddox Watches has been a well-known watch store in Zurich, well started out as a hobby, and so on. So this is basically how you can get text ideas from Wix for your store. And again, the same thing, just move it around to every you want to, make sure it's inside of those two grid lines, and you should be fine. Now let's move on to the bottom here. Here you also have links, so shipping and returns. You can also change those links by just clicking on the element, highlighting the text, and then clicking on the link icon. And then you can basically change the link. Right now it's going to the page shipping and returns. So it's probably already set up pretty nicely. Obviously you want to change your phone number, your email address, and the social icons again here. Then you have the email sign up page on the bottom, which if you want to do email marketing, I'm going to also show you a bit how to do that. When somebody types in their email here, you will be seeing their email address in the back office, and you can have a triggered automation message sent out. So maybe a series of 5 emails giving them maybe coupon codes and all that kind of stuff. So you could use that, or if you don't want to bother with email marketing, just delete that field altogether. Just right click and then click on delete. And then here on the bottom, you would obviously want to change that, just delete the Wix stuff here, and then buy, in my case, would be Maddox Watches. Then also what you notice on the bottom right of most templates, you have this chat box right here. Here in the bottom right, and people will be able to chat with you. So let's click on preview so you can better see it. So here, when people click on this item, then they can say like, hello, and then you will get the message in your dashboard. And I'm going to show you real quick where you will get this message. So if you want to have that option for your website, you can just leave it on. Or if you don't want people to be able to chat with you right here, you could just right click and delete this part of the website. But real quick, when we go to settings right here and then go to dashboard all the way in the bottom, then we get to the back office of our online store. And then when you go to customer management and go to inbox, customer management, inbox, then you see all the messages that you get from customers. And you can also download the Wix app on your phone, and then you can basically chat with people on your phone. Like I see right here, I just typed in hello, and then I could just answer hi and basically answer all the questions they have on our products. And that's something I actually recommend, because if somebody is on your store and they are asking questions, that means that they are interested in your product, and maybe and on your online store, you want to optimally answer all those answer all those questions that people have about your product. So it kind of removes all the objections of buying your product. And that way you can get information from potential customers to be able to optimize your store to get higher conversions on your store. So it is a bit of work to actually go ahead and communicate with the customers, but that's really something you have to do if you're serious about your store. And also, as we've seen before on our website here, here people can type in their email address, and this is basically a form. So you will see those contacts in your dashboard under form submissions. So you'll see all those contact informations here, and then you can get back to them via email. Or what you can also do is set up automations, so they will be automatically be sent emails to them once somebody signs up. But this is really advanced stuff, which I'm not going to go too much in detail now. Another thing I want to show you real quick is in the automations tab. What I would do is activate a couple of standard automations, like when somebody puts something in their cart and then they abandon their cart, which means that they don't purchase, then you want to send them an email a couple of hours later that they have left something in their cart, and that sometimes will prompt people to go back and actually buy whatever they wanted to buy. So here on automations, what you can do is go to email visitors to recover abandoned carts, click on use this automation. And then they have already set this up. So I'm going to show you real quick what they will be getting. They'll be getting this email. So it says, we noticed you left something in your cart. It will show the item here. And then they can click on resume your order. And then they will get taken back to their cart page. And maybe they will purchase after that. So let's go back here. So all you have to do here is basically just activate this feature. So click on activate, and then this automation will be activated, and you'll be recovering a lot of abandoned carts. And the same thing with people who actually did purchase. You want to get them back to your store and buy something else. So click here on invite paying customers back to your store with an email. Click on use this automation. And again, you can check out how this email looks like. Go to this, and then check out preview test. And this is like the pre-made email. You can also change the email if you want to, and then you can just click on activate, and then this email will go out to people who have purchased from you, so we can get a lot more repeat customers. So that was just a quick diversion into email automation, email marketing, and customer relation management. Now let's go back to our actual online store. So now we're pretty much finished designing our main page, our home page, our shop page. Obviously, you can customize it however you want to. It also might look different depending on what kind of template you have chosen. But one thing you should do before you finish all the designs is, first of all, go through each of these pages that you have set up here on the left side and make sure everything looks perfect before you actually send people to your store. And then you want to make sure everything looks good on mobile as well. So for every page, you want to go to the mobile version, switch to mobile. And then you want to make sure everything looks good. Now, most of the time, everything will look pretty good if you haven't changed too many things, because these templates are already optimized for mobile. But as you can see, I have changed some things and now it doesn't look too good. So what I want to do is optimize everything that it looks nice here. So here on the bottom, the products look good. Then this looks fine. Okay, this looks good. But here on the top, for example, this logo maybe should be a bit more on the left side. This should be maybe up here, this up here, the menu. Then I'm gonna make this a bit smaller like this. This, I'm gonna change the font here, so make it a bit smaller, so you can actually see the entire text like this. You could also, if you don't wanna, if you wanna hide an element, you could just click on the element, click on this little hide section button, and then it will just not be shown on your mobile phone. And if we go back to the desktop version, the element will still be there. So everything you change on mobile will only be changed on mobile. This is the nice thing about this editor. You can also go through these menu options on the left side here. So you could go to mobile tools, you could add like quick action bars on the bottom so people could call you, send you a message easily on a mobile phone. You could also have a back to top button, welcome screen, and some different things that aren't that important. So you just want to make sure to go through all of these pages, FAQ page, contact page on your mobile phone as well, and make sure everything looks perfect. Another thing I would recommend is just to save it, publish it, and then open the website on your own mobile phone and make sure everything looks good there so you can have a live preview of your website. So that's everything you need to know basically to start designing and customizing everything on your store. Now the next thing I want to do is go into the general settings a little bit in the back office of your online store to make sure we have all the information completed to make everything run perfectly. So we go to the settings on the top here and then go to My Dashboard, which again is the back office of our online store. Here you have an overview of what's going on inside of your online store. So on the left side menu, you can just go through that on your own time and maybe check out each of the menus to really get familiar with it. Here you can basically manage your products. Here you can see all of the orders that people have placed on your store. The customer management is really like how you communicate with your customers. Marketing and SEO is something that we will be looking at in a second, so that can really optimize your e-commerce website for the search engine so that you can also get organic traffic to your store, which will get you basically free sales. And analytics and reports is something that will become interesting once you get some traffic to your store, once you get some customers. So you can really start optimizing. Finance is obviously like payments, price quotes, invoices, and stuff like that. And what we want to take a look at also is these settings. So we're going to click on settings right here. And you want to go through each of these settings. So you want to go to website settings. Here's the site name that we have set up. Here, the domain, we have already set up a custom domain, which is nice. Then the favicon, maybe you don't know what a favicon is. It's basically just a little icon that you see on the top of the browser. Right now it says, I don't know if you can see it, it's like the Wix icon for the website that I'm on right now. And you could also change that. So if you click on upload image, so I'm going to choose the M, and now if I click save, and then I go to this domain, to my store, now you can see on the top, it shows me this little icon. So this is the favicon that I have just added. And then you can also add a social share image, which is just something that people will see on Facebook or Twitter when people share your online store. So you could basically use the logo of your store. That's basically it for this tab. Now let's go back to settings. And the business info, you want to make sure to enter all the information about your business as well. Then you want to go to language and region. Basically, site language should be the language of your customers, obviously. You can adjust the region. And here's also where you can change the currency of your online store. Depending on the plan, you can also add multiple currencies. But on the basic plan, I believe you can only add one. So for me, this would be Swiss francs, because if I would be selling in Switzerland, this would make sense. So there's that. Then roles and permissions is for if you have a team and you want to have your team adjust things on your online store, you can add some permissions here. Then let's move on to e-commerce finance settings. Accept payments we have already set up. Now store shipping we have also already set up. And the tax, this is really based on where you are selling. You can set up your tax information, how much tax people have to pay. If you want to charge people tax, you could also use the Avalara option on Wix, which will automatically calculate the tax based on where your customers are ordering from, which is something that is very useful, but it's only available for, I think, one of the higher tier plans. So for the basic plan, I think this isn't available. So you would have to set it up manually. So I could just set it up for Switzerland right now. I could set up a tax rate right here, and it normally has by default the correct tax rate for your country. So make sure you check out on the laws on your country to set up all the tax regulations to make sure you comply by them. And then store checkout, basically want to go through all of these menus. It's really self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go through each of these menus. I just want to make sure you go through them on your own time so you don't miss anything. But basically everything is pretty much set up correctly by default, so there's not too much you need to change. Now the last thing we want to take a look at is the search engine optimization settings, which will help your online store be discovered in the search engine like Google, Bing, and so on. And Wix makes it very easy for you to optimize your page for search engines. So if you go to the Marketing and SEO tab and then click on Get Found on Google, then what you can do is click on Start Now, and then they will guide you through setting up your SEO for your website. So first of all, we have to type in our name, so that would be Maddox Watches. Then click Next. Then the business location, so let's say this is an online business, so click Next. And then we have to type in a couple of keywords, so 3 keywords for our business, which will kind of help them to optimize our business for SEO. So I would say minimalist watches, maybe a watch store, and maybe accessories. It really depends on what's relevant or what's relevant for your online store. So take some time to find the most relevant keywords for your online store. Then on the bottom right, click on Create SEO Plan. And then again, Wix will walk you through every single step that you have to do to optimize your online store for Google. So first thing you have to do is click on Connect to Google so that your online store will be indexed in Google. This is required so that people can actually find your online store inside of the search engine. So make sure you click on this button and index your online store in the search engine. And then what you want to do is go through each of these tabs that you see right here and make sure you see a check mark on all of these items. So right now, this is done because we have already set up keywords, we have set up a business or site name, and the title has a good length. Now let's move on to the next step. We have to also include at least one of our keywords in our homepage description, include your business name or site, and so on. So if something isn't a check mark yet, what you have to do is just read what they want you to do here. Then click on Go to Editor, and then they will automatically show you where you need to make the changes. So it will automatically open up the menu where you have to do something. Here, for example, it has opened up the store pages and went to shop and then went to SEO Google. And here is where they want us to add a description on the bottom. It already has added this as a title. So in Google, it would look like Shop Maddox Watches. We could also change that if you would just maybe say something like minimalist watch shop. Then it would just be shown like that. And then we want to add a description using the keywords that are most relevant for our store. So I'm not going to do that right now, but that's just so you see how this works. And then you just want to move on, scroll all the way down until you finish all of these tabs, so that eventually your page is perfectly optimized for the search engine so that people can find your online store. And that's basically it. Make sure before you launch your store, before you send people to your store, to actually go to your URL and make sure everything works. Go through each of the pages here, go and click on products, go through the checkout process, and just make sure everything works perfectly so people can actually go ahead and buy something and then you'll get paid. So if you haven't yet started your online store, you can go to the first link in the video description and start your store right now. I want to thank you for watching this video all the way through until this point. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That would really help me out a lot. And if you have any questions, just leave them down below in the comment section and I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos, more in-detail tutorials just like this one. I have already tons of tutorials about email marketing, how to make a website, how to make an online store, and a lot more on my channel, so you can check out my channel right there. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.